An abandoned mansion stands silently, carrying the weight of time and neglect across every surface. Once, it was a place of beauty and elegance, designed with care and built to impress. Large open spaces, detailed architecture, and a sense of luxury once defined this home. Now, that beauty is almost unrecognizable. The exterior walls are worn and damaged, covered in stains and cracks that have slowly spread over the years. Paint has faded away, leaving behind rough textures and exposed surfaces. The once grand entrance is buried beneath dust, debris, and broken materials. The surrounding area has been taken over by nature. Wild plants grow freely, covering pathways and creeping up the walls. The garden, once carefully maintained, now looks like an untamed field. Every part of the property reflects years of abandonment. Inside, the condition is even more striking. The air feels heavy and still. Dust covers the floors, the walls, and every corner of the space. Broken furniture lies scattered across the rooms, mixed with pieces of fallen ceiling and damaged materials. The floors are in terrible condition. Cracked, uneven, and covered with layers of dirt, they no longer resemble the strong foundation they once were. Walking through the space feels unstable, as if the structure itself is struggling to hold on. The walls show clear signs of decay. Stains, cracks, and exposed sections reveal the damage caused by time and neglect. Electrical wires hang loosely, and the lack of proper lighting leaves the rooms dark and lifeless. Every room tells the same story. A story of something that was once full of life, now completely forgotten. But that story is about to change. The restoration begins with clearing away everything that no longer belongs. Debris is removed piece by piece, revealing the true structure beneath the damage. Broken furniture, shattered materials, and years of accumulated dust are taken out, slowly opening up the space again. As the clutter disappears, the mansion begins to breathe. The floors become visible. The walls begin to show their original form. Light starts to enter more freely, breaking through the darkness that once filled every room. The exterior transformation follows. The overgrown garden is cleared, and the pathways are restored. What was once hidden beneath layers of wild growth begins to take shape again. The entrance is cleaned and rebuilt, creating a strong and welcoming presence. The outer walls are repaired carefully. Cracks are sealed, damaged sections are restored, and a fresh finish replaces the faded and broken surface. The mansion begins to regain its structure and strength. Inside, the real transformation takes place. The floors are completely reworked. Every damaged section is removed, and the surface is carefully leveled. Cracks are filled, and the entire area is prepared to create a flawless base. This is where the transformation becomes something extraordinary. A smooth base layer is applied across the entire floor, creating a clean and even foundation. The surface is polished until it becomes perfectly ready for the next step. Then, the artistic process begins. Liquid epoxy is carefully poured onto the surface. At first, it appears simple. A clear, glossy layer spreading evenly across the floor. But within moments, color begins to appear. Soft tones of blue, white, and subtle gold start to flow together, creating movement across the surface. The liquid spreads naturally, forming patterns that feel alive and organic. Then, something even more beautiful begins to take shape. Floral designs emerge within the epoxy. Delicate petals form as the colors blend. Elegant flower patterns spread across the floor, each one unique, each one carefully shaped. The designs feel soft yet detailed, like artwork painted directly into the surface. The epoxy moves slowly, allowing the patterns to develop naturally. Each section of the floor becomes its own piece of art, yet everything connects into a single, harmonious design. The depth of the epoxy creates a three-dimensional effect. The flowers appear to exist beneath the surface, as if they are floating inside the floor itself. Light reflects off the glossy finish, enhancing every detail and bringing the designs to life. Layer after layer is added. Each layer increases the clarity, the depth, and the shine. The surface becomes smoother, more reflective, more refined with every step. The transformation is no longer just about restoration. It becomes about creation. The floor is no longer just a surface to walk on. It becomes the centerpiece of the entire mansion. As the epoxy begins to settle, the patterns become more defined. The colors soften into perfect balance. The glossy finish starts to harden, locking the design into place. The result is breathtaking. The once damaged and uneven floor is now a flawless, mirror-like surface filled with intricate floral art. The walls are then finished to match the elegance of the floor. Clean, modern tones are applied, creating a neutral backdrop that allows the design beneath to stand out. Lighting is introduced carefully throughout the space. Warm lights reflect across the glossy floor, creating a glowing effect that changes with every angle. Natural light from the windows blends with the interior lighting, making the entire space feel bright and alive. Each room begins to feel complete. Not just repaired, but transformed into something entirely new. Furniture is added with precision. Modern pieces are selected to complement the design rather than overpower it. Soft textures, clean lines, and minimal elements create a balanced and luxurious environment. Decor is kept simple. Every detail is intentional. Every element serves a purpose. Plants are placed throughout the space, adding a touch of nature that enhances the floral theme within the floor. The reflections of the greenery create a beautiful contrast against the glossy surface. The mansion is no longer empty. It feels alive. Full of light. Full of beauty. Outside, the final touches bring everything together. The exterior stands clean and restored. The pathways are clear. The surrounding space feels organized and peaceful. What was once wild and overgrown is now calm and refined. The transformation is complete. What was once abandoned and forgotten has become something extraordinary. A place where art, design, and restoration come together. A mansion that once carried the weight of time now reflects light, color, and life. From broken walls and damaged floors to a luxurious space filled with floral elegance, every part of the transformation tells a story. Not just of repair, but of renewal. Of turning something lost into something unforgettable.